Hey guys, this is Lance with Rainbow Guys DIY. We are going to plant a container today. This container we have had for about 3 years. We bought it on clearance at Fred Meyer. It had a hibiscus in it. The hibiscus did okay the first year. It got eaten alive by aphids. Dealt with that, it kind of died off. And then last year we were actually going to throw the whole thing out because we didn't really like it. And the hibiscus actually came back. So we let it be for that season last year, and now the hibiscus has actually officially died. I can see the roots are just kind of gone. We're just going to show you real quick kind of how to get things out, and then we're going to put in some new soil. We've got some black gold all-purpose mix, and then we're going to plant it up with our color of the year. These are Dianthus Orange Bling Bling. And then we have our proven winners, Superbena, Royal Peach Queen, Verbena, and then our, I don't know if you can actually see it, things got a little bit tangled, our Margarita Sweet Potato Vine. Don't know if you can see the tag there. So I'm gonna get to it. We're gonna work on getting this root ball out. It's a little decomposed. We're going to be using my garden trowel, old trusty, and possibly my clippers. Not sure yet. Boy, don't know if you can see that clearly. That's the root ball from the hibiscus. It clearly took in well, so I honestly don't know what did it in. It's supposed to be a hardy variety in our zone 8B. Clearly though, it did not survive. There's some pretty evident root rot. And the crown is actually, it looks green, but that's because it's growing moss, which is never a good sign. So that's just going to go away. And I'm kind of debating on whether or not to get rid of at least most of this soil, if not all of it. I know a lot of people will usually throw out the whole container of soil when they repot. I find that to be wasteful. The soil itself actually looks pretty good. We had a rain earlier today, so alright, so I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer so you can all see me pot this up. I'm going to go grab my fertilizer to work into the soil, and we'll get started. Okie dokie, so we're back. Hopefully, I moved the camera a little bit closer, so hopefully you can actually see what I'm doing here. I've worked the soil a little bit, and it's actually really good soil. There's a lot of nutrients I can see still in here, lots of organic matter. So I'm not going to worry too much about replacing any of it, as I am just going to fill it up because a lot of it did get depleted from just years of being planted. I'm going to mix in some organic fertilizer, some flower booster here. Work that in. You can use your hands, you can use a trowel, whatever you have, whatever you're comfortable with. You know, if you've had maybe a recent manicure, maybe don't do this at all, because honestly, if you can use a trowel, you're still going to get your hands dirty. Alright, I am going to use a little bit more soil. Should have brought a knife, but clippers will work just as well. This is warm and moist, but not rotting. It is not filled with gnats. That's always a good thing. I've bought bags of soil that I swear were more gnat than they were actual dirt. Soil, excuse me. Now this is not an organic potting soil, this is just all-purpose. I'm not too worried about it being organic because these are just flowers for the front. It's a container. We're not going to be eating any of this. It's not that big a deal. Just going to loosely work that in so that it incorporates with the old soil. Check out the old dead roots. Everything's looking good. Now, in case you haven't noticed, our front of the house especially is really influenced by this year's Color of the Year Living Coral from Pantone. The front door, you can see behind me here, is painted in a very, very similar shade. I don't know why, but Pantone doesn't make their own paint. So you kind of just have to guess and compare and hope you find the right one. This is, I think it's called Drama Queen from whatever the brand is they sell at Home Depot. And then you can see kind of over my shoulder here in the fountain, there is, I think it's called Mango Tango Verbena and Peach Alyssum to kind of continue the color story. There's other colors throughout that you can see kind of the same theme repeated. So we're going to really emphasize that here. We have, I don't know if that's going to focus well enough, but we have Dianthus Orange Bling Bling. And then that's going to be the Thriller. Remember, you always have a Thriller, Spiller, and Filler. These are going to be sort of a filler slash spiller. They are proven winners: Superbena, Royal Peach Keen. You can really see the flowers there. I don't know why I haven't used these plants before. I think they're absolutely gorgeous and they fill in really well. We have not this variety, but we do have Verbena in the fountain here, like I just mentioned, and it is probably 4 times the size it was even a month and a half ago. So it gets big real quick, and it does really well in full sun, which I'm going to have this relatively full sun, like probably 6 hours of full sun. So I guess that's technically part sun. Doesn't really matter because we're having this weird weather here in Oregon right now. Like it's, I think like 62 degrees right now, and it's about, I think 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, so I'm gonna get started. Oh, I forgot to show you the spiller, which is this Proven Winners Margarita Sweet Potato Vine. I might just flash up pictures of the tags on screen so you can see them better. I just love the really chartreuse green color of this. We actually have this in our hanging baskets over my right shoulder here. We're gonna dig a little hole, well, not little, it's actually gonna be pretty big. This is the main plant of the container, so it needs to be a fairly good sized hole. I'm actually gonna take some dirt out. And you saw me mix in the fertilizer to start with. I'm also going to put some fertilizer in each hole for each plant so that each one I know has a good dose to get it started. This is a new fertilizer for me. I have some questions about the packaging, but so far it seems really good. It doesn't have a bad scent that a lot of the organics do. So we'll see how it does. I normally use a different brand, but that brand's hard to find, and the only place I know of consistently that carries it is kind of a drive, so not really worth going just for a bag of fertilizer. I would love to see it more readily available on Amazon, but that's not happened yet. All right, so we have a pretty good clean root ball here. The root has formed the pot a little bit, but I don't think I even really need to break up the root habit here, maybe just a little bit on the bottom here. You can't even probably see the roots here, they're so fine. And that's absolutely okay. We're gonna bury that root ball back in, and we have our Thriller. Don't worry, this thing grows tall. I've seen Dianthus before. They are a very vigorous grower, and they grow nice and big. The stalks actually get taller than you see here. So I have 3 more plants. I'm just gonna do 2 kind of back here and then 1 in the front where you see it. I'm just kind of deciding on, you know, it's a circle. It doesn't really matter which side I do it on. So I'm just gonna move the dirt like this. Make sure that the root balls aren't touching. Make sure that the root ball isn't touching the sides of the container. Remind me to save the tags so I can show y'all what these plants are. This is admittedly a little late in the season for annuals, so I was pleasantly shocked to find really good quality, proven winners even, annuals for sale. Oh, I forgot the fertilizer. I find you don't have to be as prissy with your organic fertilizers as you would synthetic or chemical fertilizers, because they use much lower ratios of the different nutrients, so you have less risk of fertilizer burn, which I know we've all dealt with. Get this nice and set in there. You can kind of see there how it will actually spill a little bit over the front, but then it will also fill in behind. Now we're going to do the same thing, so this is probably a good spot to just speed along, go grab some coffee, do whatever you need to do while I get the second one planted in here. There we go. That will give it some space to fill in nicely. All right, there we go. Now for the last piece, I'll turn this around to show you when I plant it. But this is a margarita sweet potato vine. These are extremely common for hanging baskets especially. I have them planted, I don't think you can see them over my shoulder here, maybe. I do have them planted up in the fountain over here. You can't see them either over here, but maybe I'll sneak in a picture on the screen. We have them over here, and they're doing just great. We actually have the, I'll have to find the tag and show it on the screen, but it is the purple version of the same plant. It's still proven winners. It's still the sweet potato vine, and it's just purple, and it's really pretty, and it goes really well. It contrasts with the green that you see here. The greens are very similar, but this is a golden creeping Jenny, and they contrast really well to give a lot of play in the arrangement. Now that's funny. I've actually never noticed that before. I don't know if you can see, but maybe try and zoom in. The roots are pink. I had no idea. I've never noticed that before. I'll show you again. But yeah, the roots, just a few of them have just this pink undertone. Never seen that before. So for whatever reason, the microphone stopped working, so I didn't actually get audio, and apparently we didn't get video of actually planting the sweet potato vine. But you can see the entire container planted up here. You can see it's not planted too close together. Each plant definitely has room to grow in, grow up, get nice and big. The flowers are definitely filled in. We'll flash up some pictures at the end, see what they look like about a month later. And there you have it. Basically, just a really nice, simple planter with the color of the year, living coral.
If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our new videos. You can also follow us on social media at rainbowguysdiy for even more content. See you next time.